Yeah. They mad, they hate, and irritated. Wow. Close your mouth, you can save it without a doubt. Yeah. You won't claim it, you is a slouch. Live in your mom's basement. They mad, they hate, and irritated. Yeah. Stop complaining, stop back chasing. Can't wait for it, you gotta take it if you don't.
What it do, what it do, what it do, Seth? How you, baby?
Good, man. How you doing?
All right.
Dylan.
Benny Blanco, what's good?
Everything is good. Everything is love. Loving life right now.
You had a story you was about to ask me. I told you, hold on till we get the camera. Now, what you about to
doubt.
ask, bro?
No doubt. No doubt. I was just, the other day, I was thinking, just, back in memory lane. Do you recall it was a night, there was a basketball hoop over by Shaw House down the block. And it was me, you, and my brother. And then these cats from the other block came through. I think 145th. It was Heath. Remember Heath and them?
Yeah, yeah.
It was Heath. It was High. I remember High too. And they were throwing all types of cats, and we just kept busting their ass that night.
Yeah. Now we had a lot of good times on the block playing ball, baby.
Yo, that night was crazy because Shynum was out there. Dan was the whole block was out there, and these cats really came through like trying to house motherfuckers on the court, and it was just me, you, and my brother, and we took care of business. Like we was killing these cats.
Yeah, I think Dave was drinking, wasn't they? I think they was drinking.
I think everybody was out there. Rick was definitely out there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We'll get right to it. The funny thing, we still do now. We just don't play it like we used to. We love basketball, though. But what it do? This your boy Lifeline. Lifeline presents, bring it to you. GOAT Metrics number 20. We got the 4 players back in effect. We're going to get back to the playoffs real quick. We might talk Knicks before we even get to the playoffs. And then we get back to the other playoffs right now. I mean, Ben, I'm going to let you go right now because I want to let you get your shot off real quick. You know what I'm saying? What you feel about the Knicks going up 2-0?
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I'm shocked myself, and but this is good. Like I would take it. I'm gonna roll with this. This haven't happened in a while. I haven't had feelings like this like back to '94ish. You know what I'm saying? Well, like there's a legitimate chance here. There's a door that's open here. But if you ask me, man, like if this turns into a physical series, we got the advantage. And it's the playoffs. And to this point, the refs is letting them play. This is gonna play in our hand. Because if they want to keep shooting those threes, we welcome them. Welcome the threes. We don't care because at the end of the day, we're gonna push it the other way. I don't think they got no shot blocking as of right now. I don't know what's going on with KP. The only other big man is Horford. We should be attacking the rim consistently. And you definitely got to get Towns involved. And listen, I think we're in good shape, man.
Okay. Yeah, I feel the same too, bro. I feel the same. I'm not shocked though.
Okay.
Now I'm not shocked because when we came out at Detroit, I was shocked, not with the first game, but when I seen the first game, when I see how it went, I identified that we have the clutchest player in this series. Brunson is a killer. They don't want to say it. And I'm talking about like not even basketball. I think if Brunson didn't make it to the league, he might be killing people. Because the dude don't have no emotion, man. I don't know what Rick did to him. All them drills at night, but Brunson is like a grown man that don't have no emotions, man. He looked when he fall, he looked the same when he shoot. He looked like he's just one even killed guy. So after the first game, I didn't expect. I could expect the sweep if it happened. I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Boston's not going to win, but I'm not that surprised once I start seeing the Knicks play with their DNA. I don't know how many times they came from behind in these playoffs.
Right. Right. You're right.
Playoffs. But I'm not surprised. Go ahead, Seb. You can have it, bro.
I'm surprised. I'm losing my mind over here. I mean, I've been a Knicks fan forever, and I've never been this excited. Like, I'm shocked. I don't know what's going on with New York. I hear everybody say, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. You know what? I was wrong. We don't need to do shit but play. That's all we need to do. Like you said that
Right.
3 episodes ago. That's all we need to do. I'm looking at New York. I said Cat need to do more, Cat need to do this, but they winning. They winning. And they coming back from 17, 20 points behind. 3 times in these playoffs have they been 17 or more points behind and come back and win the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's starting to show. This is their pedigree. I was wrong. I don't like to admit that. But
it's bizarre, man, because listen,
Yeah.
both games down by 20. Both games down by 20. They come back. Both games end on a defensive play by Bridges.
Yeah.
The first game, he snatched it out of his hands. And on this one, that was Brown. He snatched it out of Brown's hand. That's one of their
That was a good
top
defensive
dogs.
play.
And then the next day, the real top dogs straight up just muffed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good defensive play. New York, listen, it almost seems like they go out there with no clue as to what they're going to do. And they just a bunch of savages. And it's like, look, I just want you to go out there and hurt somebody. You ever seen the movie? It was called The Replacements. It's about the football players. And he told him, he said, I just want you to go out there and get me the ball. Hurt somebody. He was like, hurt somebody. Like just that's what New York is right now. Go out there, hurt somebody, get me the ball. I love what Brunson is doing. I tell you, OG, more and more every day, I'm becoming a bigger fan. More and more every day, I'm starting to think, okay.
That's for you. This is John Starks card.
I see you.
Yeah.
You know, that's my favorite New Yorker, right? My favorite New York player ever.
I got you. I've been holding for you for a few months.
That's what's up.
I hate to say this too. In both games, we could have lost. Of course, we only won by 1 like that. But Boston misplayed their hand on that last one. And
I agree.
You were supposed to give, and that's the one thing. I don't know if Drew Holiday's heard of what's going on, but Derek White or Drew Holiday was supposed to bring the ball up. And then see the defense and then give it to Tatum or Brown for a shot and give yourself enough seconds to maybe get a tip in.
Yeah.
So Brown, it was almost like they was tied, and Tatum had the ball like you tied. Like when you tied up, you run the clock all the way down.
Right.
Do that.
The coach was criticized because they had a timeout too. They could have used the timeout to advance the ball. So now you don't have to go the length of the floor and run your set play. And he chose not to do that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. There was so many mishaps with that right there. But me personally, I'd have gave it to White. I probably gave it to White over Holiday because White made some shots. I would have gave it to White, had Tatum and Brown on each side, and then see what the defense was doing, and then a kick out and got a shot. But by Tatum holding the ball like that, he kind of misplayed his hand. It was like zero ball at his worst, and then you wasn't even having a good game.
Yeah.
So it was terrible for you, the coach, and the coach could have called a timeout while you were still dribbling. So coach blew it on a few things. But I'm not surprised about the Knicks win. I'm happy about it. We're gonna circle back to this because I'm gonna get to the GOAT metrics. The guys right now, the first 2 guys is older guys, and the next 2 guys is guys that we love and we really want to talk about. Not that we don't love the other guys, but they're a little bit way before our time. So we had GOAT metrics list. We had number 24, Sam Jones, 12 years, 109 GOAT metric score. He played from 1957-58 to 1968-69. He has 10 championships. And that's right, you heard me. 10 championships with the Boston Celtics. He won 8 in a row and then took a year off and then won 2 more in a row. He had only 3 All-NBAs. So he got 100 points for his 10 chips and then 9 points for his All-NBA. I'm going to read this real quick. He had averaged 17.7 points a game, 4.9 rebounds, 2.5 assists. And at that time, assists and steals and blocks wasn't recorded at the time. So you have NA for those. That's Sam Jones with 109 GOAT metric score. I'm going to pass to you, Seb, first. What you think about Sam Jones' career?
You know, that's crazy. The whole time I thought you were saying Grace Jones. I was like, I didn't even know she played basketball, but that's crazy. No, but seriously, I mean, I don't know how to respond to that. I mean, he's another one of those Boston guys that, you know, won 10 championships. You take that away, he won't even be mentioned on the GOAT metrics. And, you know, I don't like things like that. I don't think is fair to other players, like say a Dwight Howard. You know what I'm saying? Or T-Mac, you know, like, so I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to disrespect anybody. But yeah, of course he's gonna have 100 points when you got 10 titles, you know. So congrats on making the GOAT metrics in the top 75.
Okay, Benny, is on you. Cool. I agree with Sev. The chips, you know, great player on championship teams. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, there's no scoring title. There's no assist title at the very least. There's no steals title. You know what I mean? So you was a really good player on a championship team. Like I said, you know, I'm just going to show respect because I really haven't seen you play. In 2K, you wasn't even all that in that. So I'm going to leave it at that too. You know, probably a really good player. 10 championships, you have to be doing something right. But that's as far as it goes. Sammy Jones.
Okay. I'm the worst host because I'll be eating and stuff, man. That's one thing when you run your own thing.
I was gonna ask you what you were eating.
What's that?
I said I was gonna ask you what you were eating.
Some orange slices, man. It's crazy. I'm on my fat boy right now. But with
Hey, life is beautiful. You got to live it.
I'm with y'all with Sam Jones. I went deeper into his career. He had a couple of 20-point average games and stuff like that when they was winning titles and stuff. So he was a major part. But like what Benny said, he don't have any other accolades besides the championship. So out of his 109 points, 100 came from team awards. You got 3 All-NBAs, which is 9 points. So really, you wasn't that effective. And this was back in the days. But to his defense, steals and blocks wasn't accumulated at that time. And then a lot of other awards wasn't done. Yeah, he could have won a scoring title. He could have even rebounded came at a certain time. It probably came mid-time.
3-pointers.
Yeah, exactly. So but I feel the same with y'all. The guys that played on Boston teams, their numbers gonna be inflated because it was such a great team. And we all getting the same amount of points for the championships. All right.
No doubt.
Number 25 is George Mikan. He played 7 years, 108 GOAT metric score. He played from 1976 to 77 to 19. I messed this up. I think I'm reading somebody else's stats. Excuse me, guys, I was doing something else. I'm going to go read back and tell you the years he played. He played 7 years. He had 5 chips, 3 scoring titles, 1 rebound title, and 6 All-NBAs. So for 18 points. So he got 5 chips for 50 points, 3 scoring titles for 30 points, 1 rebound title for 10 points, 6 All-NBA for 18 points. His averages is 23.1 points, 13.4 rebounds, 2.8 assists, He got NA for steals and NA for blocks because it wasn't accumulated at the time. That's George Mikan, gold metric score of 108. What you think, B?
Yeah, I like George Mikan. I like this cat. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, you know, he was a big man center, probably. He was center slash power forward, if you want to call it at that time, but definitely tremendous rebounder. He wasn't as scared to bang with anybody. He got 3 scoring titles, so you know what I'm saying? He was putting in the work. And I think he was like the beginning stages of when the Lakers started making their run and trying to catch up with the Boston Celtics. He was a major piece, you know, at center at that point. But tremendous scorer, rebounder, one of the first big men that you can see that was actually agile and can move around, but very strong and powerful at the same time.
What you think about his career, Seb?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree because just looking at his stats in the short amount of time, he did more than Sam Jones did. And I'm not to compare them. I'm just making that statement. You know, I had to actually look him up and do some research on him because I wasn't really sure who he was. That was a little bit before my time. And it seemed like he was gonna be one of the greats in the NBA. I mean, it's like the guy did everything. I was looking at his stats, and initially I was like, wait, I couldn't even tell what position he played at first. I mean, he was just doing so much stuff, and he was actually a pretty good defender. So that says a lot, you know, with a lot of that not being accounted for. So I'm definitely a fan, and I'm definitely going to do more research into him because I was highly impressed. What he managed to do in 7 years, I mean, I was like 6 All NBA in 7 years. That's amazing. Like, so shout outs, man. Great player.
All right, I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy though, right? When you dig deep into his career, because first of all, he got three scoring titles, but 2 of them he won championships. And if anybody know about sports, is the guy leading the league in scoring and winning championship happens 10 times ever. So the 78, whatever, 79, whatever we in 78 years, only 10 times the guy that won a scoring title won a championship. Mike did it 6.
Right.
Mike did it twice, and then Shaq and another guy named Joe Folk or whatever. I don't know his last name right now, but there's only 4 different guys that did it, but Mike did it 6 times. You know, but what I want to tell you is this. Really, what Sebs was saying, what he's saying, it was amazing because really he played 6 years. He's accumulated for 7 because I don't know what happened, but he took a year off. I don't know if he got hurt. So he took a year off. So he played, and the sad thing about it is this. Hold on. He played 60 games, 68 games, 68 games, 74 games, 70 games, 72 games, right? Came into the league averaging, his first year in the league, he averaged 28.3. Second year, 27.4. But the funny thing about it is rebounds, his first 2 years, rebounds wasn't even accumulated in. They didn't count.
Wow.
They didn't count rebounds his first 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So then after whatever happened when he came back, something had to happen because when he took a year off, then when he came back, his numbers dropped. Like he never averaged less than 18. 18 and 13, 18 and 14, never averaged less than. He averaged 28 and 14, 23 and 13. Crazy numbers.
Right.
He got hurt. I ain't gonna say when he got hurt. I don't know what happened, but when he came back, when he took the year off, he came back to 10 points and 8. That's why he didn't be all NBA, and that's why he didn't go for a championship. So what he did was his first 6 years, he won 5 championships.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. His first 6 years, he won 5 championships.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt, and then he could never be that player again.
Well, you said it. I didn't say it because Because we got guys that be fact checking us. I don't know if he got hurt or whatever. I don't know if he wanted to. He's like, I want to come back. I don't know. He wanted some money. I don't know what he did. But
Possible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look more into him though, because I really like looking at his stats. I was like, I gotta figure more out about this guy, man. Shout outs to him. Great player.
Yeah.
He gave the Lakers their first great run.
Right.
That's what's up.
He gave them 5. I mean, he gave the same amount that Magic gave them in 6 years and a half.
That's what's up. That's crazy when you say
Wow.
it like that. That's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Now, number 26 on the GOAT metric. This is I've been waiting to get to AI for a minute. Man, because like my man Smitty Loke, my man Quick, a lot of players, we talk about AI. My man Smitty Loke say AI is pound for pound, the best score he ever seen. You know, he just say all this. So we got AI right now. So we got Allen Iverson, 14 years, 101 GOAT metric score. He's actually the last 100 guy. Yeah. So he's the last 100 guy. He's number 26. He played from 1996, 97 to 2009, 10. He got 4 scoring titles for 40 points, 3 steals titles for 30 points, an MVP for 5 points, Rookie of the Year for 5 points, 7 All-NBA for 21 points, which gives him 101 GOAT metric score. Now we go to his career statistical categories. We go to 26.7 points per game. He got 3.7 rebounds a game, 6.2 assists a game, and 2.2 steals a game, which is very impressive. And then there's 0.2 blocks. And that's Allen Iverson, GOAT metric score, 101. Said, what you think about AI career?
Who did you say said pound for pound Allen Iverson was one of the best scorers?
My Smitty Loke, my man Smitty.
Tell Smitty he's a damn genius, because I'm gonna agree with him. Pound for pound, and we don't normally use that when we talk basketball, but pound for pound, Allen Iverson might be the best scorer ever. Okay. I'm gonna give Allen Iverson much love and respect, because with AI, I think that we got to take it away from just basketball, and we got to use the eye test. We got to look at the culture. Like what he did for the culture alone was amazing. And I honestly think AI should be a lot higher on the list, but I get it. You know, he didn't win any titles or anything like that. But when you look at a guy, and this is the only thing I'm going to say, and I don't want to upset Mr. Iverson, but a guy that's 6'1", you know what I'm saying, scoring, he got 4 scoring titles. When you look at the people that have more than him, you talk, well, him and Kevin Durant are tied. Kevin Durant is 7'2" or 6'11". Michael Jordan, 6'6". You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's 6 feet tall, doing them. Like, we saw what AI was doing. We always trying to be AI. You know what I'm saying? AI brought street ball and attitude. You know, he had the cornrows, the tattoos, the baggy shorts. And then we see him cross up the greatest. And it's like, man, that's the culture right there. So much love to Allen Iverson, man. One of the greatest point guards ever. If you consider him a point, some people consider him a 2. You know, I wish he could have won more titles. One thing I hate is that I never got to see Allen Iverson be great with other greats. You know, like I never seen him play with like another great player. And, you know, we could say Carmelo later on in life, but I could just imagine if AI had the opportunity to have like a Shaquille O'Neal, you know what I'm saying? Or somebody like that on this team. But much love and respect to AI. Honestly, I would have put him high on my list just for what he did for the culture, man. Georgetown, all that. Much love. One of the greatest, man.
All right, B, how you feel?
No doubt, no doubt. AI, I just inspirational is all that comes to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, growing up playing basketball, not being the tallest person on the court, where you gotta do things more, you gotta work harder, you gotta be quicker. And at his size, he dominated. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen Iverson many times play and get knocked down in like 20 times in one game, just get up like nothing, brushed it off. Like skinny but strong. You know what I'm saying? Wiry, but incredible hops too. So that helped him athletic. He could get to the basket. Um, Handles, attitude. Yeah, man, just inspirational. And he's a legend. He's a legend. So I was thinking about this the other day, like, when you sit there and you see highlights of legends, there's certain highlights that always stick out. Like, the Dr. J, he rocked the baby to sleep and slam dunk. That crossover on MJ is legendary status. Like everybody seen it and it always holds. When you see Allen Iverson, they're gonna show that crossover on Mike. And you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's funny because AI, like when you look at what he did in his career, and then when you look at the crossover for Mike, and then the crossover or the shot over Tyronn Lue.
That's another one.
Those was big, but AI was the player that came into the league that, like, I never seen a guard like AI. Like Isaiah Thomas was the first guard that was small that I felt like took your respect. He didn't just demand it, he took it. He didn't care what it was, and he played. And that's how AI was. AI wasn't no tough guy, but he was disrespectful. Like from the crossover to the Jan in your face to stomping to, he played aggressive like, Westbrook or Derrick Rose, but he was before them. So his game was just impeccable when it came to the scoring. Now, somebody might say he's a volume shooter or this, that, or the other. But one thing I would say was that with his scoring, every point AI put, especially in the 76ers when he was there before he got traded or whatever, every point was needed. Every point was needed. His points, they wasn't winning unless AI was killing.
Facts.
So he's one of those players. And when Seb was like, he never seen him with a great player, then you got to feel like, so how did he go to the championship? How did he go to the championship? How did 6'1" guard, 6'2", whatever you want to say, how he take his team to the championship with Theo Ratliff and guys like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, how he take his, and that's what AI, he was one of those players that Kobe, Mike, all these guys respected because they really knew what it was to put a team on your back. Regardless of who you have helping you, because basketball is the team with the most points win. So when you ever have a player that could run it up, you got a better chance. So then I look at his steals. See, and the funny thing, we always say Kobe is closer to Mike. Kobe has 2 scoring titles, AI has 4. Mike has 3 steals titles, AI has 3. I'm not saying that he's close, but I'm saying when you're looking at some of his awards and some of his achievements, AI has similar awards like Mike has.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and even his rookie of the year too. Like it's just,
yeah.
I wish you'd have had more defensive awards, but a lot of guys didn't get those. Yeah. Go ahead. You want to add something to it?
Well, I was just gonna say that a lot of time he's overlooked for his defense because he was sneaky. He was definitely one of the better, how would I say, help out defenders. Like if you turned your back on AI and you were in front of somebody else, he made you pay for it, and you weren't gonna catch him. There was gonna be no LeBron chasing you down off the backboard. You weren't catching AI, and he was gonna make you pay for it. And I think a lot of times he was overlooked for that. his help out defense. And that was one of the things I loved about AI. And just to add on to when you talk about him making it to the championship and playing that Lakers team that was undefeated in the playoffs and got that one win. He got that one win. And I say he got that one win. He put that team on his back, and AI said, "We're not getting swept. I'm going to get you that one win." And he did. And it's nothing but respect and love to AI, man. Coach, man, that's the answer, baby. That's the answer.
Yeah. Good.
Definitely.
You know, and I'm gonna add one thing too. I was trying to look because I was realizing because I'm in Charlotte, right? So anyway, 2010, I'm at 935, right? And I'm chilling. Got a few bottles. I'm in VIP or whatever. Me and my cousin Lilo. So we up there, we chilling or whatever, right? They was telling everybody, y'all gonna have to move. It's like, yo, we paid to be here. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, it was in February 2010.
CIAA.
That was CIAA time, or was it? It was
CIAA is February.
Oh, see, that just let you know I didn't even realize. So because we came down from Richmond, so we hanging in VIP, we chilling, whatever. Got little bottles, whatever. They like, yo, we cutting off the VIP. Y'all got like y'all took our bread and y'all gonna do this? Here go AI. Here go the answer and a couple other guys, right? They moving everybody over and taping off a little area where he at. I was kind of hot. And I was like, yo. I was like, don't he belong in Detroit or something? Like, fuck is he doing? You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't even with Detroit at the time. But that was AI fight. And I believe that might have been, he was supposed to be playing wherever he was at. It was the NBA was going on. But he was solid though. Yeah, definitely was.
He definitely won that practice.
That's a fact. All right, now we go to number 27. And this is the biggest surprise to me. This kind of hurt my heart that he's this low. Number 27 on the GOAT metric list. Like I told you, we don't pick the guys. We put their report card in, boom, they name come out. And that's where they have Larry Bird at. It's no disrespectful. I hate to even say this. Larry Legend, number 27. So he played 13 years. GOAT metric score 99. He didn't even break the 100 mark. He played from 1979-80 to 1991-92. He has 3 chips for 30 points, 3 MVPs for 15 points, 2 finals MVPs for 10 points, 1 rookie of the year for 5 points, 10 all NBA for 30 points, 3 all defensive for 9 points. Larry Legend averaged 24.3 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.7 steals, and 0.8 blocks. That's Larry Legend, 99 GOAT metric score. Benny, what you think about Larry Legend career?
Larry Legend. I'm shocked. 3 times all defensive. That's interesting. But hey, he was a competitor. You know, he was definitely a competitor. But that's an interesting stat. That's why I like this GOAT metric stuff. It brings out some interesting numbers. Listen, I love Larry Legend. I grew up watching him. Grew up hating him too. You know what I'm saying? At the time, it was like I'd rather the Lakers win instead of Boston. But what really got me to appreciate Larry Legend was a playoff series. I don't know. It was in the 90s at one point when he went and he already had back injuries. He was hurt. And he went at it with Indiana Pacers. He went at it with the Rifleman, Chuck Person.
Okay.
And listen, man, he was giving it to Chuck. They were talking shit to each other. But even hurt or whatever, you can see that he ain't playing around. Like he was hitting clutch shots. on one leg. Like it was crazy. And I saw like the beast in Larry, you know, because even though he couldn't play the way he wanted to, he willed it. Remind me a little bit of Kobe, but hey man, like I said, he should definitely be higher. I feel like he's maybe top 5 small forwards. It's a good conversation to have. Um, I hate the Boston Celtics, but I like some Larry Legend.
Yeah, I'm with you. Seb, what you feel about Larry Legend?
Well, you know, Sev always pick on the white ball player, but I'm not. I'm not today. Let me tell you something. First of all, top 3 small forward of all time. Top 10 player of all time.
Okay.
And Larry Bird, only thing that really hurt him as far as the GOAT metrics point system goes is one, that's that rivalry with Magic Johnson and the Lakers. So, you know, it was a lot of back and forth. And then 2, Boston had a lot of great players. So Larry Bird wasn't going to give you 35 a night. You know what I'm saying? He was going to give you what you needed with the 24 and 10 or 24 and 12. So he wasn't a big time scorer unless he needed to be. Because Boston had a lot of, I think they had 5 players at one time, all in double digits. Like, so, you know, he didn't need to score. So that takes away his scoring titles. I thought he actually would have had a few more defensive teams because he was a hell of a competitor. Larry Bird, even though he was a redneck, and you know, a lot of times they compared him to us because he was a redneck. Larry Bird was a redneck. In the sense, not saying like a racist or anything, but you know, like where he's from, you know, the drinking Budweiser on the back of the truck. Like that was Larry Bird. Yeah, but he played.
Lick, Indiana.
Yeah, but he played with intensity. Like when I hear Larry Bird do interviews and people talk about how he would call his shots out and tell you like you can't guard me. He was doing that's what Steph Curry do now. He was Steph Curry beforehand. He would tell you, I'm gonna take it up and I'm gonna shoot a 3 in your face and you can't stop me. And he would do it.
Yeah.
I heard a story that's I think he had asked the coach who was gonna guard him. If you put a white boy on me, I'm gonna kill him. He was like, you can't put a white guy to guard me. I'm gonna kill him all day. So I love Larry Bird. His career was cut short, but I think if he had 4 more good years, he would have been higher up on the list. I definitely believe that.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for, I pulled up his stats right now because Larry Bird and Carmelo Anthony is the 2 players that I think never scored 30 points. That we look at as hell of a scorers. You know, like Larry Bird, he almost had 30 points. He averaged 29.9 and 87.88. The year before, he averaged 28. So he averaged 28 or more 3 times in his career. And what's amazing with Larry Bird is that his first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, his first straight 6 years, he was 20 and 10 guy. He came into the league like real different. He averaged a double-double his first 6 years, you know, and of course, he averaged for his career. You know, I think what hurt Larry a lot is that Larry didn't lead the league in scoring. Lead the league in assists. He didn't lead the league. He got all the awards that a person could get, like Rookie of the Year, MVPs, this, that. He got all the awards that a person could get with his skill level. He just didn't dominate in no other skill level. Like he didn't lead the league in rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, none of that. Like he had the opportunity to get all the other statistical things that could get him some titles, and he just didn't get it. But what I think Larry Bird was, like we talk about him going to a great team, right?
Yeah.
But just look how great he was on the great team. Came in the best player on a great team.
Yes.
And you know, with McHale and all the guys he had, Robert Parrish and all that, And then by him being a shooter, he was in clutch. See, he's one of the guys that we all say that we wish he was up higher because his intangibles was ridiculous. When it comes to being clutch, when it's come to making shots, when it's come to talking his white boy shit. Sev said redneck. I don't go that far, but he had his white boy shit to talk about, you know? He had his white boy shit to talk about. So when I see him give it to Dr. J and Dr. J want to fight him, like it was real different. And I think Dennis Rodman, a lot of players was like, Larry Bird is regular. He just, if he was a black player, he wouldn't get this. Nah, he's not. His career says it. And even with all that back troubles and all, I'm going to read this one thing to you. We're going to move on from Larry Bird. I'm not, unless we want to go and say some other stuff because he, like I said, him and Magic saved the league too.
Yes.
We said that in so many other shows, but this is the thing that's amazing right here. In 91, 92, Larry Bird played 45 games. That was his last year playing. He averaged 20.2, 9.6 rebounds, and 6.8 rebounds. Man, if you don't say somebody got more in a tank,
right?
That's damn near a full tank for some players.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He averaged 29 and 6.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, and I watched some of those because that was towards the end of his career. Yeah. And I watched some of those games, and it was hard to watch. But listen, the guy was a competitor anyway. He was going out there to kill every night. Didn't matter. And that's when I appreciated Larry Legend.
And that's right around the time that, you know, I dove into, you know, basketball like 89, 90. And I remember watching him laying on the floor and then getting up and busting a three in your face. But one thing I'll say this about Mr. Larry Bird, and I'll let it go. He was one of those players that was good at everything. You know, when you look at other players, you say he's a great scorer. He's a great rebounder. Larry Bird was good at every statistical category. That's what made him great. So, you know, when you look and you say he don't have the scoring titles, he don't have the assist titles, but this guy averaged, you know, 6 assists for his career. You know what I'm saying? He averaged 10 rebounds. So he was good at every statistical category. And it's not too many players that can say that. And again, under LeBron and KD, best small forward ever.
Yeah. Facts.
I agree.
That was a good episode. You know, and the players that we have right now was very diverse, but now it's time to vote. It's time to vote. We ain't do vote in the last couple of episodes. We're gonna run it back. We're gonna get those players. We're gonna do a voting show. One time we got some time just to catch up where we left off. But right now,
that's what's up.
We know number one is they belong. They supposed to be where they at. They belong there. Number two is like, but I'm cool with they spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And number three in the point system's like, hell no, they don't belong here. All right, now we go to Sam Jones. You know, Sam Jones, he played 12 years, got a gold measure score of 109. He's number 24 all time. Sev, since you laughing, what do you give Sam Jones?
Hell no. I give him 3.
Okay.
3.
It was a rough crowd, man. Hey, what about you, B?
It's gonna be a 3 with me too. You know, very fortunate player to be on a really good team. Yeah, that's a 3 because nothing else stands out. But yeah, I'm a good player.
I hate to do this, right? I hate to do this, right? Because I respect.
That's 3 times.
No, because I respect points, right? And I used to say, before we even made the GOAT metrics, right? I said, if a guy played longer than 10 years and he averaged 20 points or more, he had a great career. If he averaged over 25 points or more, he had an all-time career. If he averaged over 15, he had a good career. So right now, he's in the middle with 17 points. He's under a great career and over a good career. And I'm still going to give him a 3. You know what I'm saying? I was reaching, but the only reason I can say that because he would have 9 points without the championships.
That's right.
He did something else that I felt like he was great. I would have gave him a 2. I wanted to give him a 2 so bad.
I felt it.
Yeah, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
George Mikan, he played 7 years and got 108 GOAT metric points. He's number 25 on the all-time GOAT metric list. How you feel about that, B?
I'm gonna give him a 2.
Okay.
2 meaning you're okay with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm okay with it.
Okay. All right, Seb, it's on you.
Yeah, it's crazy. I want to give him a 1, because of what he did. I'm like.
What you gonna give him?
I'm gonna give him a 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him a 1. He earned it. Come on, 5 titles, 6 years. Them Jay-Z numbers, baby. Come on, man.
Oh man, are we gonna have a GOAT metrics for hip hop at some point? Because I know it's gonna get real interesting.
Hey, we could do it, baby. We just gotta get
That's what's up.
We gotta get their list, and then we go off of their list.
That's what's up.
So with me too, I had to give him a 1. Because with that many championships, that short amount of time. Now I know it wasn't a lot of teams. It wasn't this, it wasn't that, but I still can't take it from him. And then the only player in NBA history that won a championship more than while having a scoring title, but he did it twice. Him and Michael Jordan is the only player that won a championship and a scoring title same year 2 times or more.
Wow.
Everybody else only did it once. And Shaq did it in 99, 2000. So it's like 25 years ago. So it's something that hasn't been accomplished in a long time. And he did it
Right.
He was the first guy to lead the league in scoring and win a championship. So I got to give him a 1.
Amazing.
Now we go to Allen Iverson. He's number 26 on the GOAT metrics. He has 14 years and he has 101 GOAT metrics score. And he's number 26. What you feel about that, Sam?
I'm gonna give him a 1, but honestly, I feel like he should be higher. But
Okay.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, B, what about you, bro?
Definitely a 1 for me. On our last show, I was talking about Curry and players at his size winning scoring titles. I wasn't even aware that Iverson has 4, and he might be shorter than Curry. That's amazing. And as a point guard and an undersized point guard, I'm biased. I always root for the little guy. That's why Big Buddy Brunson got to keep moving. I had to take it back to the Knicks. Sorry, guys.
The Knicks assist. Hey, the Knicks assist strikes again, baby.
Hey.
But nah, man, one, or he should be higher, man. Definitely AI for real.
I'm with y'all too. I give him a 1, and I feel like he should be higher as well. Like he's one of the guys I feel like should be in the top 15. And I know that's hard to say because there's a lot of players, but I just say about some of the things he done, some of the things AI from the 4 scoring titles, and scoring is so big, right? Because it helps you win games. It's not many guys with scoring titles. Like Mike has 10, Wilt has 7, and AI has 4, and George Gervin has 4, and I believe Kevin Durant has 4. So like when you hit the 4 or more club, that puts you in different air. And then AI did it on Kobe watch, McGrady watch, Shaq watch. Like he did it on a whole nother level. So he's definitely a one for me. So he's the first 3-star guy. First 3-star. All right. Number 27 on the GOAT matches list is none other than Larry Legend, Larry Bird. He played 13 years, got a GOAT matches score of 99. 99. So I'm hated that he didn't hit the 100 or more, but I mean, we can't be biased. We can't give points for guys who the GOAT metric system didn't say that they got. So for Larry Legend, what you feel about him, B?
Definitely a one for me. Definitely a one for me. I'm a little disappointed that he didn't get a scoring title, because I think that would have put him over the hump that you just spoke about.
Yeah.
But nah, it's a one for me with Larry Legend, man. I seen him what he could do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a one for me too. We can't give him like a point for being like third in scoring for a season or something like that. Let's get my man 100 points, man.
We don't control that. And then the thing about it is when he probably retired, because he had, I forgot how many points. He might have 26,000 points. I'm not too sure. It might be 24. He might not be that high. But, so we really can't give him anything to help him out. I'm sorry, Legend, but you're going to forever be 99.
All right. Well, I'm going to give him a 1. So he could take that 1 and he could add it on to the end of that 99, baby. And I actually wish he was higher.
Yeah, me too as well. And I'm like, B, I seen him play. And to the point where your pops Sev couldn't stand Larry Bird. Pops couldn't stand him because he was killing the Knicks. He was killing He was killing. Larry Bird in the playoffs, he was killing Detroit. He was killing everyone, man. His team, they like, it was just the Celtics. It was just the Bill Russell era where they won that many, but it was like they was always every other year they was in a championship, winning a championship, or doing something with the Lakers. So and Larry Bird was different because he almost like Seth said, not saying he erases or anything like that, but he come from that blue collar, that Indiana, that country white boy era where America loved to have one of their own be that great.
Oh, yeah.
And
hell yeah.
the cities in America, they couldn't stand Larry Bird because they felt like Magic was better. But the sad thing, when you look at both of their stats, Magic had a lot of assists, which put him where he needed to be. And Larry said assists and rebounds. If Magic averaged 11 assists a game, and Bird averaged 10 rebounds, that kind of evens out.
Right.
The points, Magic averaged like 19 for a game, and Bird averaged like 24. So that goes a long way when you add them points together. So I definitely give Larry Bird a 1. So Larry Bird is the second 3-star guy. So he has 3 stars. Now we jump back into the NBA playoff. We already talked about the Knicks. We're going to talk about Brunson a little bit later on. How we going to end the show on Brunson? But now I'm gonna throw this pass to Benny. Where my ball at? I'm gonna throw this pass to Benny right now, baby, because you don't like Indiana. You don't like Indiana. Throw
the pass to Benny.
But Indiana up 2-0, baby. What you think?
Cleveland is in desperate need of Garland. They're playing without their point guard. So I'm going to give him, and it's the playoffs, man. Like, you're going into battle without your floor general that keeps everybody in place. Everybody can they're used to where they're going to be. So I'm thinking that's the issue with Cleveland. Still, man, I'm sorry. I'm not sold on Indiana, man. Still. I don't know what it is. I mean, listen, the guy made a really good step back 3 to win the game. You got to give him credit for that. It's all good. I'm not hating on him for that, but Listen, when Garland gets back, and we'll see what happens with Cleveland.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Sev took a bathroom break or something. I don't know what happened, but
Here, fellas. I apologize. Somebody was ringing my doorbell.
you good. You good, bro, man.
So listen, I'm not giving them any excuses. Only thing that's gonna happen when Garland gets back is the series will be over.
Oof.
He'll be there just in time to see the series end. Okay. I told y'all from the jump, I didn't believe in Cleveland. So I was right about one thing. I mean, there were 6 other things wrong, but I was right about one. I'm a true New Yorker, baby. I'm a true Knicks fan. I was wrong about 6 things and right about one.
Hey,
All right?
hey, and the funny thing, you never felt like Cleveland was it, and I felt like they were. I truly felt like they were. I felt like they had enough players. They had enough players on their roster. They got a lot of players that fill in. They had a lot of wing players. But now, with the injuries, I question, and I never want a man to play hurt because I told him before. So, but I kind of question their heart, though.
Well,
always do.
That was actually a conversation that what do Garland do? Even though you're not 100%, but your team is about to get eliminated or put in bad spot, do you play hurt? What's the decision?
Yeah, and Mobley too. I mean, they ain't just they hurt
Mobley.
Hunter.
Yeah.
They roster's depleted.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's one of the reasons I didn't believe in Cleveland, because they were one of those teams that had a really good starting 5, and they would play almost all of the minutes. Like, without your starting 5, you had no real identity. You know what I'm saying? So now if somebody goes down, you're done. You're done. You made it that way. And they reminded me of what was it, Milwaukee? I think it was it 2018 when they were the #1 seed in the league, and then they just got destroyed by Miami.
Oh yeah. I don't know what year it was. I do remember Miami beating Milwaukee. Yeah,
and they were like the #1 seed in the league, but they just had a good regular season because it was hard to play those starting 5, and we see it with Cleveland. And I'm gonna tell you something. I think the reason that I like Indiana is because they remind me of that Detroit team that beat the Lakers. Like, you don't know who their star player was, but they had guys that was going to give you 16, 17, 20 points a night. It just depends on who it was. But they were consistent. And that's what Indiana is doing. They're consistent. I love Halliburton. I really wanted to see him and Dame go at it. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't get to see that. But this series is over, in my opinion.
Yeah. I told y'all too, because Ben don't really like Indiana. Indiana is scary. I don't really remember what they did to Boston last year, but they showed me last year. They earned my respect last year. And I know Ben say we was hurt. OG went down. Randall went down. But the way they played still showed me they was a team to reckon with.
Right.
The way they played is like, and I watched the interview with what's their big man name?
Turner.
Siakam.
Turner.
Oh.
Turner said something on the interview the last few days. He said, "This is the happiest I've been playing basketball in my life."
Wow.
He said, "This is the first time I'm playing with a team that we all together, we all don't care who do what." That's different.
And it shows. It shows.
That's different. So Indiana is pretty scary. Okay, now we're going to switch to the West Coast. Minnesota and Golden State. Golden State lost last night. It's tied up. Steph Curry went down the first game. Minnesota lost. What y'all feel about Minnesota and Golden State series?
Minnesota's gonna take it, man. Curry's out. Curry's out with the hamstring. And they're saying that's you just gotta wait until it heals. Estimated time, 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, they don't know. So Curry's out. It changes the whole dynamic of the series. You know, Jimmy could work his magic in a game or two, but I don't see them having enough to beat Minnesota.
What about you?
Not without Curry.
Yeah, I'm with him. I don't think Jimmy has any magic left unless he got David Blaine hiding in his back pocket. Outside of that, Curry's gone. This series is over. I wasn't sure if Golden State was even going to make it to the second round. So this gives Minnesota an opportunity to catch some momentum, you know. But I think it's over. And if Jimmy Butler somehow wills this team to winning the series, I'll eat those words. I'll eat those words.
Be careful. You got Paul Pierce out here walking for miles.
Yeah. You seen that, Sam?
Huh?
You seen what he told about?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm with y'all, though. I felt like Minnesota was going to win regardless, even with Steph Curry. Benny said different, but I felt like they would have won anyway. I felt like Minnesota came out flat and Golden State came out on a mission the first game. So even when Steph Curry went down, the Golden State still pushed the numbers up on them. Even without Steph Curry being there. So I feel like Minnesota was going to win it anyway, but if Curry is able to come back, if Jimmy Butler could stretch it out and Curry come back, we don't know what kind of conditioning he's going to be in, what kind of health he's going to be in. But I thought Minnesota was going to win the series anyway. All right, the other series was Denver and OKC. OKC went down 0-1 or 1-0, however you want to look at it. They went down, then they came back and gave Denver a beatdown. How you feel about that series?
Listen, that was a statement. I watched that first game. I don't even know how Denver won that game. Like, I'm still shocked. Like, what happened? And I think that maybe they looked at Denver, didn't take them seriously, and Denver showed some championship pedigree. You know, the big man is going to be who he is. Jokic is going to be Jokic. But they beat them boys down. I felt like there was a high school team playing an NBA team, man. Like, it was ridiculous. That was a statement game. That was them letting them know you won't win another one.
What about you, B?
Yeah, definitely. They were pretty upset that they got the L the first game on their home court. So they came out and handled business in game 2. But I think this is gonna go to 7. You got an MVP that you cannot disregard. So what happened in the second game, OKC was running and gunning. You know what I'm saying? Which they wasn't allowed to do as much in the first game. So it's you know, you got the one team that just wants to play half court and dominate. If that happens, Denver's gonna win. If the game gets crazy and then you got a run and gun, open court type of game, then OKC is gonna thrive. So whoever plays that game is gonna win that game particularly.
Okay, I'm with OKC, just like I'm with Minnesota. I felt like they went up against a fighter that they didn't think was coming to fight. See, Minnesota got surprised when Golden State came out swinging them haymakers early. Like, they was trying to warm up, but before they knew it, they was already out to fight. I believe that's what happened with Denver in the first game. I feel like Jokic opposed his will on the game, and OKC didn't know what was going to happen. OKC made their adjustments, and now we're going to see what happens when Denver make their adjustments. Because Denver going to make their adjustments now because OKC made theirs. And that's what the playoffs is about. The playoffs is seeing what's going on and adjusting.
No doubt.
And that's why we're going to go back to the Boston right now. We're going to go back to Boston right now. I'm going to speak first. I was watching enough shows this morning. This morning I was watching enough shows, and I'm sensing the coach from, I don't want to get his name wrong, Missoula or whatever, the coach from Boston and even Tatum is sounding arrogant, like they're not going to switch how they play. They're going to continue to play the way they play because they feel like that's how they got to the championship last year, and that's how they was winning this year, playing their style of play. A lot of commentators are saying that's very arrogant because you looking for the same result, like you hoping that, like you have to make game time decisions of how we're going to play. That's why it's a game of quarter to quarter. 5 minutes, 4 minutes at a time, if you want to break it down. It's 3 quarters in each quarter of 4 minutes. And each quarter is played a little bit different. In the last quarter in each quarter, you gotta tighten up. You gotta go strong on ending quarters. And I feel like the Boston Celtics is not making the proper adjustments. And if they don't make an adjustment by tomorrow, they could start making their vacation plans. B is on your way.
I think they should start making vacation plans anyway.
Okay. What's up?
I think they should start making vacation plans. I can't believe I'm saying this. Knicks in 5, man. Knicks in 5. And I'm with you. I think that Boston, they have this prima donna attitude. We're the champs. We're supposed to win. We're great. This is what has gotten us by. Even in the regular season, if you notice, Boston never tried to do anything different. They came in, they played their game, win or lose. So you figure 60-some times we were better than everybody else. So why change? But now you facing a team that's a little scrappy, a little hungry. Let's see what they do. Backs against the wall.
That's a fact. Go ahead, B. How you feel?
So, it's interesting because the Knicks in the regular season were criticized because they didn't beat the good teams. They didn't beat Boston. They didn't beat Cleveland. They didn't beat OKC. Okay, here comes the playoffs. Playoffs start. We start the series by beating Boston twice, and Boston not able to beat us not once on their home court. So, ironically, things have kind of changed. Like, Boston appears to be a good regular season team. Come playoff time, you're a totally different team. And I was talking to you, Lifeline, earlier, like, listen, they don't really got no intimidating shot blocking, man. Like, I think we can attack the rim at will. In transition, half court, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're going to think you're going to win a series where old man Harford back there, and I'm nothing against him. He's all right. He's all right. But come on, man. We can attack the rim and get good results. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I keep saying it over. If it becomes physical and scrappy, that's right in our, it's going to fall. That's the way we play. And it's going to fall in our favor. So I feel good, fellas. I feel good. I'm about to go have another tequila shot. I'm going to be all right.
Yeah.
No, Benny, I agree with you. I think that should be what we do. Attack the middle. Attack the middle. Force Boston. Because one thing about Boston, you say that they, regular season, they didn't do anything different. And that's the problem with the playoffs. They're not doing anything. And if we attack the middle, we know that they live and die by that three-pointer.
Yes.
Force them to shoot them threes. Attack the middle. Get the because we can out-rebound them. Attack the middle and force them to hit them threes. And that's how we beat them. And that's how we beat them at home. We're not going back to Boston. We're not going back to Boston, fellas.
I'm with y'all because with the attack in the middle, and right now we might get the calls he wasn't getting in the first two games. Like, because
really?
Think about it, it was at least about 7 Boston players on the court. You know? I felt like the officiating was one-sided. It was really one-sided. And that's why Jalen Brunson was getting frustrated because he was getting beat up a lot. He was getting beat up a lot, you know? But that's how Boston has been over the years. So when you go into Boston, you have to beat them.
Right.
The refs, and that's why when Towns was arguing with the officiating, he just realized like you in Boston, you ain't home.
Right. That's a fact.
Sometimes you got to play. But fellas, we almost to the time limit. I'm looking at the clock in the corner. Tell us we went past our time, but it was all good. And we're going to end this episode 20 GOAT Metrics. We had Sam Jones, George Mikan, Allen Iverson, and Larry Bird. I had some AI cards here. And I ain't even show y'all, but I got these AI cards or whatever. I got about 8 AI cards, man. The young boy before he had his braids and everything. But we're gonna go, man. This good another episode of GOAT Measures number 20. Hopefully we can run it back. I don't know. We're gonna run it back, man, because Knicks gotta win this next one.
Oh yeah. And they win, we here.
Yeah, all right, that's what it do. So this GOAT Metrics episode number 20. I'm your host, Lifeline. We got Benny Blanco in the building. We got Seven Sign in the building. And always remember, titles is earned and awards is given. GOAT Metrics. Peace.
Peace.
The Brunson 3, the Brunson burner.
You won't claim it. You is a slouch. Live in your mom basement. They mad, they hate, and irritated. Stop complaining. Stop back chasing. Can't wait for it. You gotta take it if you don't.